If you're watching this video, it's because you're struggling with your relationship and it's falling apart. And I'm going to give you one of the best strategies that I've ever learned from one of the best family therapists in the world, Chloe Dans, and other ways in which you can install this that's going to really help save your relationship from all the negativity, all the fighting, all the complaining, and all the problems that you're currently facing. So, how do you do this? It's pretty simple. There needs to be a way so that you can have all the negativity and all those problems, but in a small contained space, instead of them happening all over the place. Because right now, most likely, going about your day and then there's a problem and then you guys fight and argue for, let's say, an hour and it all goes wrong and then you're both stressed, you go about your day, and then you've got all these negative emotions, right? Or someone says, you didn't do that yesterday, why didn't you do that? And you'll say, I've got lots to do today, and there's all these problems happening, right? So there needs to be something which you can call a board meeting. You can call it a love tank. You can call it whatever you want, but you have a meeting and you do it once a week. And let's say you do it for an hour, 2 hours in the same place. So let's say you go to a coffee shop. You could have a certain place in your house you go, but somewhere where you can contain everything. And what's going to happen is you're going to say, we won't speak about anything negative about the other person, except when we have this 2-hour meeting where we're going to explain how we're feeling. The reason this is great is it stops big things happening when you guys don't have the time to deal with it, or to have those issues dealt with. So you're going to call it, let's say, the board meeting, or for me, I call it a love tank, and I do a very similar thing. So what are the questions that you're going to ask? You're going to ask, so I'll give you some examples, and you can choose the questions which you want to do. I would really recommend doing this one, which is, today, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 with regards to your love tank? Or how loved are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Or how has this week felt, on a scale of 1 to 10 for you? And let's say they're going to say a 7, 8, or a 3, and you're like, okay, why do you feel like that? And then they're going to explain about all the behaviors, all the things you did, or all the things that were wrong, right? And you need to sit there and be like, and don't blame, just listen and to understand the other person. Because a lot of problems happen in relationship, but there's miscommunication. So what you need to do is you need to sit there, you need to understand them and really listen to what they're saying. So they're going to say all these things, and you're going to say, okay. So what is the one thing that I could do next week to make you feel more loved, right? And let's say it's this one thing, right? So let's say that, I wish you could take out the garbage every day. Or I wish that you would really listen to me and not do anything else when I'm speaking to you. Whatever it is, write that down, and that's the whole thing that you focus on this week. And what's going to happen is you making these small 1% changes for your relationship. What will happen is they're going to start to move forward like this, and they're going to stack upon one another. And you're going to start to understand your partner on a much deeper level, and you're going to contain all the problems to that meeting. And you can really understand your partner, because there's so many problems with miscommunication, or you just misinterpret something that happens. So doing that allows you to really understand your partner and understand how you can best love them. Because there'll be people watching this and say, I've tried everything, I've done this, I've done that, everything except what they needed. You've done everything except the thing that they actually need. So the whole point of this is you understand what they need and how you can best influence them so that they feel more loved. Right? That's the whole point of a relationship. You're trying to fill the other person up with love. So this is a great way to understand and to uncover some of the ways that you can love them better and how they receive love in a better way. And then another question that I really recommend is, when did you feel most loved? Because you can start to understand, okay, well, what was it that I did that really filled them up? And for all you know, it could be something really small. You're like, that's when you feel most loved? That's ridiculous. But don't say that. Be like, oh wow, that's all I had to do? Because when you start having children, when you start get to marriage and you both have your jobs and there's so many things going on, you need to make sure that what you do makes them feel the most loved. Because you don't have as much time as perhaps when you were younger. So what I want you to think about is, how can you really target that? and do more of what made them feel most loved. Okay, so that is a great strategy, and you can talk about different things as well. Come up with your own questions, or whether you mention the kids, whether you mention work or other things, but it should be focused on your relationship and contain all that negativity there in the board meeting, the love tank, or whatever you like. And then discuss, moving forward, or maybe you could create some rituals that will make you feel both really, really loved. But the whole point of this strategy is it helps contain all the negativity, and it starts to make you more aware of how best to love your partner. So with this, I'd love if you could comment below with any questions you have. It should be a simple strategy, but if you've got any questions, or you say, you said this, could you explain that a little bit more? Or my partner's doing this, what do I do? That's fine, comment below. Comment with any other questions, I'm happy to answer them all. But start to implement it. But what I mean by this is talk to your partner today or immediately after this and say, I'd love for us to have a meeting each week just so we can chat, or we could have like a coffee date, or call it whatever you like, but speak to your partner about what you want to call it, and you have to do it every single week. You can't miss it. It's like the meeting that you have to be at, and keep it at the same time, same place, same day. So you do it time and time again. And these 1% changes are going to add up. That's going to make a really, really big difference. And that's going to really help you save a relationship where you guys are both struggling. So with that, thank you very much. If you want to hear any more from me, or you'd like to talk to me further, feel free to go to my website. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.